This is page 10 of the math packet. This will be the last page for today. So for the first part here, I want us to add and then circle the odd sum. So I did the adding for you already. You can just check out your work. So we have 678, 912, 578, 855, and 795. So if you did not get all of these correct, go back, check your work, see where you made your mistake. If you did, then let's move on here. So it wants us to circle the odd sum, so we'll put our little note. 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 are our odd numbers. So again, if it ends in 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9, then it is an odd sum. So let's look at them. 678 ends in an 8, so that would be an even sum. 912 ends with a 2, that would be an even sum. 578 ends with a 2, that would be an even sum. 855 ends with a 5, that would be an odd sum. And 795 also ends with a 5, so that would also be an odd sum. So those are our two odd sums, 855 and 795, because they both end with a 5, which makes them odd. Alright, on the next part here, it wants us to round each number to the nearest 10. We did this yesterday, so this should be a nice just review for you. So again, you're going to look at the number in the tens place, which in this case is a 3, and then you look to the number to the right of the rounding place, which is an 8, and if that number is 5 or greater, this is going to round up. So you're going to add 1 to that. So the 3 will become a 4, and then everything to the right of that rounding place becomes a 0. So this will be 3. Here we have 56, so we have a 5 in the tens place and a 6 to the right of it, which will make this round up, so we will add 1, that will round to 60. Here we have an 11, we have a 1 in the tens place and a 1 over here in the ones place. So this 1 will make this round down, so this will stay the same, it will be a 10. 248, we have a 4 in the tens place, we look to the right, we have an 8. The rule says if this is 5 or greater, we add 1 here. The 2 stays the same because it is to the left of the rounding place. The 4 becomes a 5 and the 8 becomes a 0, so 250. Here we have 187. We have an 8 in the tens place. We have a 7 to the right of it. This is greater than 5, so this is going to round up. We're going to add 1 to it. The 1 stays the same. It is to the left of the rounding place. The 8 becomes a 9, and that 7 becomes a 0, 190. 213, we have a 1 in the tens place. We have a 3 to the right of it. That is less than 5, so this 1 will stay the same. The 2 stays the same. It is to the left of the rounding place. The 1 stays the same, and the 3 becomes a 0. So 210. Here we have 641. We have a 4 in the tens place. We have a 1 to the right of it. This is less than 5, which makes this stay the same. Again, the 6 is to the left of the rounding place, so it stays the same. The 4 is going to stay the same, and the 1 becomes a 0. 640. Here we have 732. We have a 3 in the tens place. We have a 2 to the right of it. This is less than 5, so this 3 stays the same. The 7 stays the same. It is to the left of the rounding place. The 3 stays the same. The 2 becomes a 0. Last one of these, we have a 6 in the tens place. We have a 5 to the right of it. The rule says if this number is 5 or greater, this rounds up, so we're going to add 1 here. The 3 stays the same. The 6 becomes a 7, and the 5 becomes a 0, so 370. Alright, here we're going to do the same thing, except this time we're rounding to the nearest 100. So let's look here. We have 670, so we have a 6 in the hundreds place. We have a 7 to the right of it, which will cause this to round up. So we'll add 1 to that. It will be 700. Here we have a 3 in the hundreds place. We have a 2 to the right of it. So that will cause this to stay the same, so it will be 300. Here we have 472. We have a 4 in the hundreds place. We have a 7 to the right of it. This is greater than 5, so this is going to round up. So we're going to add 1 to it. That will become 500. Here we have an 8 in the hundreds place, a 0 to the right of it. That will cause this to round down, so it'll stay the same at 8. This will be 800. Here we have 921. We have a 9 in the hundreds place. We have a 2 to the right of it. This is less than 5, so this will stay the same. This will round to 900. Here we have a 6 in the hundreds place. We have a 7 to the right of it. 7 is greater than 5, so we will add 1 here. This will round to 700. 193, we have a 1 in the hundreds place. We have a 9 to the right of it. This is greater than 5, so we will add 1 here. This will round to 200. 248, we have a 2 in the hundreds place. We have a 4 to the right of it. This is less than 5, so this 2 will stay the same. This will round down to 200. And last one of these, my friends, we have 375. We have a 3 in the hundreds place. We have a 7 to the right of it. This will cause this to round up, so we will add 1 here. This will round to 400. All right, we have finished that section, so we have one word problem here to do, so let's read it. It says, solve the problem by rounding to the nearest 10. Brianna's mom made 73 fruit desserts, 32 pies, and 28 ice cream sundaes. About, I'm going to underline that because that's a good clue word. How many desserts did Brianna's mom make? So when you see that word about, that means that we're going to be estimating. So it's not going to be our exact answer of what we would get if we added all 3 of these numbers up. And in this case, it's telling us it wants us to round to the nearest 10. So that is how we are going to find out about how many. Okay. All right. So let's round these. So 73, we're looking at the tens place. So we have a 7 in the tens place. We have a 3 to the right of it. So this will round to 70. Plus 32 pies. So we have a 3 in the tens place. We have a 2 to the right of it. So this 3 will stay the same. It will round down to 30. Plus 28 ice cream sundaes. So we have a 2 in the tens place. We have an 8 to the right of it. This is 5 or greater, so we will have to add 1 here. So this will round up to 30. Now we can add these up. So 70 plus 30 plus 30. 70 plus 30, let's count on from 70. So that would be 80, 90, 100. Plus another 30, so 110, 120, 130. So 130 desserts is about how many desserts Brianna's mom made. And again, this is not the exact answer because we rounded. We did an estimate of about how many desserts she would make. All right, that is it for this video. I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Keep working hard.